Just some minutes ago, it was raining. Just some minutes ago, it was very sunny and hot. Now it's like raining. Somehow I cannot predict the weather of Qingyuan city. It is so up and down. Yes, it suddenly change. And but the rain is good, right? Have cooled down the weather. And I'm not sure I can go out later or not, but I will wait a little bit more time, so I will go out for lunch. Yes, it's already late, about 1 p.m. But I will need to wait. Cannot go out now. I will get wet. Since it's still raining, so I made myself a steamed greens, which has brown rice, beans, and some kind of seeds, pumpkin seeds, something like that. Take it and then go out later. It's still raining. I'm very hungry now. I just read some pages of the book and I feel so much calming after that. I really love the feeling and the mental state after reading and being indulged in the words, the pages. And my boyfriend, he is an avid reader. He can read 50 pages in a row, non-stoppable, amazing. And since the time I got to know him, he had read all the series of Freud books about subconscious, conscious, and psychoanalysis. is super amazing. I admired him too much, and he encouraged me to read every day consecutively to make it a habit. Just around maybe 5 pages also okay. But this is the consistency and the habit will transform it, which transform into the result, the transformation of our mind, our motivation, and also satisfaction. Since the time I adopted advice, I started reading every day. Some days, in the beginning, it was just around 2 pages. Yes, because I was very tired and exhausted after work, so my mind couldn't focus on reading or something that used the eyes too much. And gradually, it could increase to 5 pages, yes, and then 8 pages, 10 pages, and until now, I think I can reach around 20 pages a day. Yes, a day. And it's very magically that reading will put our mind into a state of like a flow. We are being losing awareness of our own existence. You are indulge in the thought and the story of the author, and I don't know how to say, but it is the super fantasy ecstasy of existence, of living. Yes, that's why every day I remind myself to read at least some pages in the morning, at noon, and in the evening, and before sleep. And I feel my mental health has been transformed significantly, not being so much chaotic and distracted. Whenever I feel distracted or I feel the temptation to surf the phone, I immediately turn it off and pick up the ebook. Yes, I also use the phone to read the ebook, because first I need something that can be portable and be with me all the time, and second, I can search for the vocabulary. The dictionary in the ebook of the phone can search for the meaning of the words, even the sentence, and because for me, to understand the literary language is a little beyond my level. So I need to search more to understand the meaning and the sentence structure as well. And yes, reading is not just to improve the English capability, but also, yes, enhance our mental health. And also, most important is that we can understand the different perspective of life, opinion, and also we can experience the others people life. That is to expand, most importantly, expand our heart, expand our perspective and horizon. That is to embrace more people, more circumstances, and more life. I think this is a very most human in reading. Yeah. Yes, it was just raining and now it's super sunny and hot. So okay, I will go out for very late lunch. Okay. Okay, just arrived at the restaurant. It's around 5 kilometers away from my home. And there's not many customer there, but I think I need to wait around 15 minutes. This is usual time that I need to prepare the food. And I just ordered some food, like the traditional Cantonese rice with a Thai style and lemon saute drinks. This is quite convenient here, so we can just scan the QR to order the food on the mini app on WeChat. There will be the picture for us to see how the food look like, and then we just click to pay it directly on WeChat. It's very convenient and easy to spend the money. Okay, and I also love to look at the people, how they enjoy themselves, enjoy their work in the morning. It is so beautiful, right? The store name is 小食坊. Yes, I translated it as its next store. The Thai style rice and minced pork and also omelette. It is so good and delicious that I like the most in this restaurant. And the salty lemon drink is so refresh my mind and the mouth, you know. It's raining heavily, so I have to quickly get in a cafe. Okay, I'm walking under the rain. That's good. This is the old town of my area. There's not many stores, but some stores are very unique, you can see. I'm walking quickly to the store that I often drink. Unique. It's traditional Chinese style and decorative displays all of the artifacts and the house furniture and the accessories that has been, I think, many years ago, some decades ago. I love the decoration style here so much. It is kind of vintage and how to say, I think that very super aesthetic that the owner, the designer, they put a lot of dedication here. Not just only the style, but also the collection of every pieces, every products here. They are super good for the storytelling. Yes. Oh my god, I love this clay vase and the cow. I like it. When I back to my country, I will absolutely make it. It's still raining cats and dog outdoor. Okay, the drink is ready. This is cappuccino. It is warm and suitable for a rainy day, right? So good taste. Creamy, not too bitter, but waking my sense and endurance. You know, I often go to this cafe on the weekend. You know, since in the first, I remember that in the beginning when I first came to China, the first month when I walk around, bike around in this area, I stumbled upon this cafe and I was super fascinated because it is 100% my preference of the cafe and the decoration style. And you know, my very first impressions was not just about decoration and the cafe, the house itself, but the owner. The lady, she was like just around, I think 30 years old, but she's wearing very stylish, minimal style. But you know, when you look at her, you know that this is an artist. And her husband also here to support her during the day. And I think it's very, very good kind of living companionship between the two persons, how they support each other into doing the business, in creating life together. I think it's very, how I say, respectable. And you know, when I saw them, I think I admire them so much because absolutely they have to put a lot of passion, dedications and effort in maintaining this cafe. Because back to 2023-24 when I was in Taiwan as a student, first graduate from the MBA program, I started to partner with my friends to open a Vietnamese restaurant there. We offer the Vietnamese food, the Vietnamese cuisines with the authentic values. Because you know, in Taiwan, a lot of stores they don't preserve the authentic taste. They adapt the taste to the Taiwanese flavor. However, we position ourselves the core values to bring the authentic flavor of Vietnamese food to Taiwan, to the people there. And our slogan was that 一去就爱上, love at first eat. And I think the slogan really is sounding very well. And yes, the restaurant gained a lot of loyal customer. However, I couldn't maintain it too long. It just after 3 months, and we decided to close it because it required too much dedication and time on that. And especially, I was choosing the wrong location. There's many story behind that. The reason why we decided to close it. But what I want to say is that when you do something, do business with your passion, your philosophy and your values. So during the course of running the business, running earning the revenues and profit, it is not easy to maintain that for long years. And since I know this store, this cafe, it has been opened for like 5 years, over 5 years, I think. As I remember, more than 5 years. I think it's really, really admirable consistencies. Yes, to maintain that good quality, that aesthetic, that is not easy at all. If you do the cafe, you sell the food just for profit and to fill the other stomach, that is easy. But here, you have to fill other stomach, fulfill their satisfaction, but also offer the historical values, the aesthetic beauty. It is not easy at all. That's why I hold so much admiration and respect to the owner and the customer here. And you know, the customer, they come here mostly are the young people. They come here just for taking photos, However, there's still a customer segment which are who are the, like a little older, like me. I'm not so old, just over 30. But I would say that at this age we have different perceptions on the beauty, and we also think that beauty is not just come from itself in appearance, but also from the story, from the effort, and from the spirit that the owner, the artist put in. And that kind of customer assessment is also significant to the store. Every time I came here, I saw a lot of customers. They stay here to enjoy themselves, enjoy their me time, reading books, or talking with each other. Yeah. And I think it's very good business while you can balance the revenue, the profit, and also the values, the historical values. Yes, this is what I admire the most here, and that's why I often go here for visiting and to make sure that they are still doing well. Yes, I am happy to see them run the business well. You see, the test, the rating in the painting is 万事如意, which means wishing you all the best. This is very common wishes from Chinese culture. In this beautiful time and the cozy atmosphere inside the cafe, I cannot help but jot down my thoughts. Today, 6th June 2026 at Qingyuan. Today is a peaceful day. I am thankful for the being moments. Being here, now, and with my genuine self. What a wonderful time. Liam, you had navigated through a tough weeks, works, and emotional turmoil. You deserve the time to be retreated to your deep inner self. Befriend with a friend that almost lost the relationship while trying hard to get through this tough life. Now you are here, befriending oneness, liberal. Thankful for being healthy and calm to see the world. Thankful for those who came to teach me lessons to be useful to live on this earth. No anger, hatred, or envy. All are just lessons. Thankful for having love, my greatest love. China magically changed me in an upward direction of awareness. Lighter soul, living a life for long-lasting values and contributions, less being self-interest and accumulation. Thankful. And as painting a mini abstract on a notebook is a thing that I would never miss when I have time to go to the cafe. And before I start to put the colors on the pages, I will make some sketches by the pencil to navigate some basic compositions and to maybe guide me later how to move the colors. But honestly, it's not much being too rigid. Since abstract is to let you to be free, expressive in the way that you want, respect your own feelings, emotions, and observe your mind much more rather than navigate it or control it. This is the beauty and effectiveness of abstract painting. It helps you to observe better what have been going on in your mind and to let it briefly out on the page. and through the colors and the hands. And I don't know why I am interested in abstract painting that much. I think it stemmed from my very young age when I was in primary school. Back then the teacher taught us to paint different subjects, different styles, but I found myself that couldn't draw the person proportionately or draw or paint the landscape too realistic. I cannot do that. But I did very well in painting something very abstract, very hard to guess what it is. However, it has the meaning when you look at it deeper, something like that. And I remember that once my dad commented on my painting as my painting just like a cartoon. It has no clear forms or no ratios, not good ratios of a human bodies or any object. I couldn't know why I cannot replicate the real object on the paper, but others people they did very well, right? For me it's not the case. And later on in my life I realized that my mind is not to be fixed on something or not to replicate something. My mind is to reflect and to express it out in the way that it wants to be. It will be from its experience, and it's also very, very resonate with my personality. I find myself very hard to put my mind and my physical body in a specific fixed setting of environment or some dogma. I tend to liberate my mind, liberate my body in what I always want to do. No right, no wrong. Yes, of course we have to follow, ensure the moralities, but I cannot put myself in a box or in a confined space. It is too much for me to endure in my life, especially at work. Whatever I want, I always strive for freedom. Freedom doesn't mean that we get away and we run away from the responsibility and striving for a better life. But here the responsibility is to take care of our own emotion, our own feelings and our own needs. The needs for doing what we want to do, what we meant for. Yes, and that has been shaped my personality and the way I enjoy my life, especially my habits and hobbies of abstract paintings. It's still very bright out there at 7 p.m. I enjoy seeing people having fun with their friends and enjoying their time. Thank you very much for choosing my video among millions out there. Your subscription, your likes is motivation for me. Love you.